right, now we are here at the Penal Debe Regional Corporation with the South Regional Manager of Maritime, Mr. Rex Baddaloo. How are you, sir? Nice seeing you again, and congratulations on your humanitarian effort, not yours, but of course the maritime in general, the entire body. What sparked this? Who said, listen, let's do this for the people in South Trinidad?
It was an idea that was born out of most of the players, the team members, and our CEO, Mr. Andrew Ferguson. What he decided to do is he decided to finance each branch. So what he did is he started a fund with each branch, equivalent to about $10,080. And what we decided to do was to build on it. So we have people who would have purchased the hampers from Food Giant, right, which is a part of our company, and some people went on to sponsor their own. We also have with this group here maybe about 80 hampers. We have about 80 cases of water, and we also did 10 tarpaulins because we understood we had quite a few people whose homes, they lost their roof. What we also decided to do in speaking with Dr. Sami, he suggested that the mud silt after the floods, there was some challenge. And we have a client of ours who is also our cleaner, Fuente Clean. What he decided to do is he sent his team down here earlier. And what they're doing is that they're spraying, cleaning, washing out, and also ensuring that the place is in proper order for the people in Penal. So that's basically some of the stuff that we have been doing.
I'm glad to hear that aspect of the cleaning because, most people take it for granted when they walk through the floodwaters that you can actually get very ill. Leptospirosis being one of them. So I'm really grateful that you all took that initiative. Yesterday I was saying that, when things like this happen, God is sending us a message. And sometimes he sets the stage just to see how we would act. And, I'm looking at how Maritime responded, the people have responded. Do you believe, despite everything that we're going through in TNT, that people still have a heart for people, despite, and like situation like this, you see where the heart is. So do you still believe in us as a people in TNT when you see what's happening?
Absolutely. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. When I looked at the television, we might be living on high ground. But whenever rain falls, I'm beginning to think, you can imagine the scare that these people are going through. I saw a lady coming out of some water and there was a caiman in the water. I'm looking around, I'm seeing people very, very, very scared. School books have been lost, We have people separated. People unable to sleep when the night comes, That is a scary, scary place to be. And I think people immediately when this thing happened, they decided, this is an opportunity to do something. Because, people say that if your neighbor's house is on fire, wet yours. And I'm saying this because really we have a lot of people who could afford to come out and give. The Maritime Financial Group and even the South Regional Center, this is something that we do all the time. Eh? We work together with the homeless. We work together with the orphans, because this is something that we do. Sometimes people see us as only coming to get. They hardly see us in this position where we give. And we saw this as an opportunity, to do it immediately. Coming down this evening was pretty rough because the rain started, and then you had all this traffic.
Nobody wants to see rain right now in Trinidad on a whole.
That's correct. So, coming down here Friday evening, it was a little difficult. And I got the majority of my team. We didn't close down the office, but almost 60% of the team members said they're here. By the way, I have another group right now. One of our other team leaders, Syed Baksh, he is in Barkpo doing the very same thing, where he sponsored, I think it's about 30 hampers, and he has gone out and he has decided to work in the Barkpo area. Because we are planning to continue doing some of this stuff. Yes, some people are talking about the needs very likely for mattresses. Some people might need clothing. Some people need blankets. People need sheets. If it comes to that, very likely, we would have to very likely do another project of this nature in the very next week or so. Yeah.
Now, as an insurance company, of course, you all provide coverage for various things. And in the event of, let's say, housing, of course, you have natural disasters, hurricanes, etc. Now, as a financial consultant, and of course, you would have been involved in various seminars as you look at the rapid changes that our world is going through. Do you think that Trinidad, or what we experienced, wasn't even a Category 1 storm? No, a Category 2. It was just what we're calling these days the effects of the storm, or what's accompanying the storm. is Trinidad and Tobago, from your perspective, are we anywhere near ready in terms of infrastructure and planning and so forth for the impact of, let's say, a tropical storm category 2? Or let's say 1.
I am not sure. I don't think that we are. What just happened here, you realize we have a lot of buildings that might not have taken, there's no formal plans, not proper foundation. Because the small winds that might have blown these roofs out, you would have had some challenge there. And especially in this particular area, I suspect quite a lot of people would have used cash instead of loans. So it is easier to build properties without properly doing plans and stuff. So the whole infrastructure, I think, has to change with regards to proper, planning, proper foundation, proper approvals. Because we are seeing floods off Diego Martin, off the hills. We are seeing floods in Deep South. All over you're seeing, people might be talking about global warming, but something as simple as a little bit of rain causing the amount of floods. I mean, the waterways are all clogged up, all of those other challenges. But with regards to the quality of our building, I'm not sure that we have proper building codes that will withstand any kind of storm.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because, there is a level of security as well when you use the avenues of the financial sector in terms of your home. And just quickly, I don't think it's deviating. I think it's important. Looking forward now, and these people who are listening, listen, I'm afraid. I'm afraid to get too deep in terms of anything financial because of how the economy is. But there is security in investing. Can you just educate briefly the public, and those who may have lost most what's in their home or their roof, as the case may be? How can you reassure them, listen, you need to invest, you need to sow, you need to sow in order to reap? How would you encourage them today?
Most times it's only when the storm is coming people want to insure their property. It is most times when you are getting a heart attack or you realize that you might be sick, then you decide to look for life insurance, which unfortunately is too late. When the storm is coming, we can't do much. So really what I tell people is, from a very tender age, it is important to put aside money, because you have to take care of yourself when you get old. You have to take care of yourself in the event you should fall sick. You have to take care of yourself for retirement. You have to take care of yourself for your families and for your children's education. You have to ensure that if you die, all your debts should die. Basically, that's what it says. But people must position themselves to do this, because on the other side of the coin, people insure their property, they insure their motor vehicles, they insure everything. But the money-making machine, which is yourself, very few people really actually do that. They take care of everything else except themselves. And when crunch time comes, like it sometimes would, people find themselves in a situation leaving a lot of debt. Yeah?
Well, I want to thank you very much for yourself and your team, the national team, I should say. And we want to, God's blessings upon you and the work that you're doing, because we need more humanitarian efforts by the corporate sector. And there are many who are doing, but there's always more that could be done. So thank you for being that light, like many others, in a time of darkness for so many people in Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you, sir.